if you're an e-scooter enthusiast, I'm about to blow your mind. I just got hold of an e-scooter that is not only designed for everyday commuting, but off-roading as well. The Gyrocopters Plaid is the behemoth of all scooters. In fact, it puts my regular size scooters to shame. If you don't know who I am, my name is J.I., and among many other scooters that I've reviewed previously on this channel, I also make videos on other cool tech and how it can make our lives easier. With that, let's get into this review. The Plaid was designed as the ultimate e-scooter for any purpose. Now, I'm no stranger to e-scooters, and as I mentioned before, I've reviewed quite a few previously, and I will link those in the description down below. But when it comes to quality, speed, durability, and longevity, I have to say that the Plaid is hands down the winner here. I Am Gadgets, the company behind the Gyrocopters Plaid, said, hey, we need your honest opinion on the e-scooter, what we can improve, and we want to know if you would ever buy it for the current price. I happily obliged because I want to know what it's like to ride an off-roading scooter, and I'm sure that all of you want to check it out as well. I've taken the scooter out on multiple trips, and I wanted to see how it would fare with daily usage, up and down hills, and of course in off-road situations. I've organized this video into chapters, and I highly recommend that you don't skip parts because I talk about what I like and what I dislike about each component of the scooter. I've also included links on purchasing this scooter on Amazon as well as on the company's website. Those links will just help me a little bit more to make content for you guys and give you the best prices available. I'm not going to focus too much on the packaging of the scooter because it's a standard, well-protected box. The company used the right amount of styrofoam to protect the scooter from getting damaged in transit. The quality of the scooter can be felt right from taking it out of the box itself because it has some great heft to it. Most of the frame is made from steel, so you can feel the weight. I would recommend maybe getting a hand when pulling it out, because it's roughly 56 pounds altogether. It is somewhat portable, and I love the fact that I can fold it and take it on the go. What I don't like is the absence of a locking mechanism found on other scooters when folding. I'll talk about this a little bit more later on in the review. Now, what do we have in the box? The scooter itself? Now be careful when pulling this out because the handlebar is disassembled and you don't want to rip the wiring apart. We have all of the tools we need, including Allen keys and screws within a handy pouch. That was a nice touch. We also have the power adapter and a detailed instruction manual. Attaching the handlebar was very simple compared to other scooters I've tried. Everything fits perfectly in place, and tightening the 4 screws was quite easy. If you're a new rider to the e-scooter, I would highly recommend wearing a helmet and protecting yourself, especially this scooter since you can practically fly when hitting max speeds. It's quite simple to pick up after a couple of rides, but I'll leave that to your discretion. When we're talking about design, I think overall the company did a fantastic job of ensuring that this machine looks good and feels comfortable to ride. I want to start off by pointing to some things that I really enjoy about this scooter. First, as mentioned before, we have a steel frame, which gives me the confidence of knowing I can really survive those harsh riding conditions. Second, I love the platform. It's spacious enough to comfortably stand on and also reduces fatigue when you're riding for long periods of time. The positioning of the brake levers actually work really well, and it's easy to stop on a whim. Now, when I first started riding this scooter, I was actually quite upset because the accelerator was different to other toggles I've been using on previous scooters. My first ride caused a lot of fatigue in my thumb, and I was ready to dock points here. I can tell you after taking this out for a second and a third time, the fatigue that I initially felt was completely gone. Now, I actually prefer this method of acceleration because it's easy to navigate quickly, and with the combination of the brake levers, I can quickly accelerate and stop without hesitation. The 800-watt brushless motor is incredibly fast and surprisingly fits in such a small package. The handlebar has a perfect width so that you don't get cramped easily, and the grip on both bars is very good, not causing any slippage. In the middle, we have the LCD panel which displays the battery bar, speed, and any enabled options such as the headlight and speed mode. It's extremely bright and I have had no issues viewing it in direct sunlight. The charging port is on the bottom platform of the scooter, a quick and convenient location as it has a rubber cap to prevent water from coming in. As mentioned previously, one gripe that I have is that you can't lock the stem in place with any sort of locking mechanism when folded. Not a big deal since I can still carry it folded or even roll it. Unfolding and folding the scooter is done by twisting this knob that loosens and tightens the latch for access. I would give folding and unfolding the scooter a solid 8 out of 10 because it was quite easy despite those minor drawbacks. It's also quite portable and was also able to fit in the corner of my cramped condo and even in the back of my Jeep Cherokee. I do like how the back portion of the scooter is primarily steel. This is perfect for wrapping a lock around it when leaving it out. Let's talk about the control pad that we have on the left handlebar. This is perfectly positioned and gives you easy access to all of the functions that you need. We have the headlight toggle at the top. One thing to note about the headlights is that the positioning, brightness, and the design are top notch. I love the look of the headlights and they have been perfect for dusk or nighttime riding as it illuminates my path about 10 to 15 feet in front of me. Activating the headlight will also illuminate the other lights, including the platform light so that no one can really miss you in the dark. There's also a strobe light feature which could probably be used in emergency situations. I honestly don't know what other situation that you can use this in other than maybe having a disco party. We also have the digital horn on the left that is quite loud, and the speed switch which you can toggle between eco, standard, turbo, or pedestrian mode. I'll cover this in depth a little bit later on. We also have the mode button to switch between imperial and metric units. Finally, we have the power button on the right hand side which you can hold down to toggle. There's a convenient blinker switch on the bottom to activate the indicator lights for easy access when turning. The LCD, as mentioned before, is very handy, giving us access to information such as speed, headlight activation, battery life, the selected mode, cruise control, current mileage, and even the temperature, along with other options that are outlined in the manual. I'll be talking about the app later on, and you can essentially use this to provide you with any additional information that you need. The wheels are what really matter here, as this is what determines the smoothness and the comfort of the ride. The Plaid e-scooter is mounted on 10-inch air-filled tires that are made to last while offering a smooth riding experience during city rides and rough and challenging terrain. You can fill these with a standard air compressor or an air pump. In conjunction with the incredible shock absorption, this scooter has been the most comfortable to ride apart from regular scooters that I've used. I hardly feel bumps when going over uneven pavement or cracks. In fact, I don't feel them at all most times, and going over fairly small potholes don't really faze me. I'm even able to go over speed bumps comfortably, albeit you should probably slow down for these. There are dual brake discs, one on the front and one on the back, and they can be controlled with the brake handles that are easily accessible. The first couple rides will be a bit harsh and abrupt when braking, but you gotta brake them in. In all seriousness, I've had no issues braking when needed, and I can rely on the disc brake system to do its job when I'm going at a much higher speed than usual. Alright, so by this point you probably know that riding the Plaid has been nothing short of amazing. It's the most comfortable and enjoyable ride I've been on, and it's way better than anything that Lime or Bird has to offer to the public. The scooter can reach a max speed of 45 kilometers an hour, and that's quite fast. The best part about riding is that the scooter automatically enables cruise control when it detects you're traveling at a constant speed. It will beep twice to indicate it's enabled, so you can really take this on the road without having to worry about stopping and accelerating constantly, ultimately draining precious battery life. You can disable cruise control by lightly pressing the brakes. There are different modes you can use on the scooter. The first is Eco mode, which maxes out at 10 kilometers an hour. This is great if you just want to have a nice enjoyable ride without the time constraint. It also saves battery, so you can ride much longer. Next, we have Standard, which maxes at 15 kilometers an hour. Again, this is great for saving battery and not going too fast. It's also a good mode for beginners and younger adults. I don't know about you, but turbo speed is what I have my scooter set to always. I love ripping it down smooth roads at 45 kilometers an hour, but I wouldn't suggest this when going through winding paths or off-roading. I usually stick to Standard in those situations. Finally, we have a pedestrian mode, which is great for casual riding or walking next to someone to keep up to speed with them. The torque in turbo mode is great for picking up speed quickly, and in Standard mode, it also accelerates quite fast. I would only recommend Eco mode if you're low on battery, since it's not only capped at 10 kilometers an hour, but it also slows down your acceleration. Riding on smooth pavement, sidewalks, and gravel is a great experience, but where the scooter shines is in off-roading situations. Hilly terrain, grass, rocks, branches, you name it. That sort of stuff. The scooter is able to cut through all types of situations like a knife through butter, and it doesn't skip a beat. I was able to take it through a beautiful hiking trail and even got to go to lakes and higher elevation areas where a normal scooter would never be able to access. It's extremely easy to navigate, and turning is quite easy, especially when you need to make sharp and quick turns. When it comes to uphills, it was able to make some pretty steep climbs, but it did struggle when the elevation got a bit over a 45-degree slope. You'll need to pick up speed if you want to make it over, although manually rolling the scooter up those really steep inclines was not hard at all. It also depends on your weight limit as to how far an incline it can push. The maximum weight for this scooter is 150 kilograms or 330 pounds. The platform also helps with this if you're a bit heavier, so I'd highly recommend the Plaid if you want more standing space. I'm about 170 pounds, and this was able to handle my weight without any issues at all. The Plaid shines when it comes to battery life. As much as I tried to kill the battery, it would not let me. And this is with turbo mode always enabled and going at pretty much 45 kilometers an hour through the city. In rougher terrain, it drains slightly quicker, but I was never left away from home with less than 1 bar left on the battery meter. The range for this on one charge is about 35 kilometers, and I would say that is more than accurate, if not very conservative. I'm sure you can stretch that even further in Eco mode. I was able to get 3 trips of 8 to 10 kilometers within the city and still have just under half a battery left. The company claims you can get your scooter juiced up from 0 to full within 4 hours. Here I managed to drain the battery to 2 bars and I plugged it in around 9:42 p.m. It's now 12:29 a.m. and we have just 1 more bar to fill. That definitely falls in line with what the company claims. The battery is also removable and self-replaceable with a screwdriver, something that is important to consider if you want to swap it with a new one down the road when it degrades. The app is not the prettiest in terms of aesthetic. In fact, it looks like something out of 2010, but does it work and is it reliable? Absolutely. Upon downloading and installing, you're met with a screen that connects to the scooter. Make sure you have Bluetooth enabled on your phone so that you can find it. You have a neat dashboard where you can see information like real-time speed, so you can hook this up like a secondary display. You can also toggle the headlights and modes within the app, but it's the exclusive features that are app only, which makes this worth downloading. I'm talking about the ability to lock the scooter. When enabled, the scooter will not accelerate. Any attempt to try will be met with a constant beeping noise. I'd find this definitely useful when using it in conjunction with a physical lock so that it can further deter thieves. You also have the ability to enable the cruise control feature and set the desired speed for cruise control to kick in. I also like to see an actual battery percentage rather than the bars, so you can somewhat determine how much juice you have left and how much further you can actually go. Price-wise, this will vary depending on where and when you get it. At the time of this video, the scooter retails around 1100 to 1150 Canadian. I've included my Amazon links down below, as well as their main site, so you can get the best price and the discounts on this scooter. Buying from those links is just your way of thanking me for this review. I truly believe that this is the best scooter that you can get for just over $1,000. It's robust and versatile in most conditions and allows you to not only commute within the city, but also outside as well. I can see myself taking these on exciting camp adventures this summer and exploring the outdoors beyond my concrete jungle. I would definitely recommend this scooter to anyone who commutes within the city and also enjoys off-road riding. It has settings for not only beginners, but also the expert rider. Not to mention, a lot of the built-in safety features makes this a perfect well-rounded scooter to ride almost anywhere. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this review. Give it a thumbs up if you did. I have a lot more scooter reviews coming in the future, as well as a bunch of cool tech reviews in the pipeline, so hit that subscribe button if you want to be the first to know about those when that drops. I appreciate you watching this video till the end. My name is J.I. Thank you for watching, and thank you for kicking it with me.